Welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I'm Ryan. Today I'll be talking about Mick Herron's Slough. This is book 7 in the Slough series. I am plugging along. I've got 2 more. I've already started number 8, which is Bad Actors. And this, I think, is probably one of the shortest. It has 298 pages. It was published in, I think, 2020. There's actually a little bit of an afterword, a little bit in the acknowledgments about how this was written. It was written before COVID hit. 2021. Copyright 2021. So it was written before COVID hit, which is why you don't have any social distancing or anything in here. Which was like one of those things where in there, there's something he keeps referring to as, you know what? And I thought that meant COVID, but I think it was probably Brexit. So Brexit. If you didn't hear that, I don't know why my voice cut out. So this, I think, is one of the shorter books, but I think one of my... I really liked it. And there's things that I'm going to say that may spoil. I'm going to try not to. But it may happen. I'm going to try not to. If I do, it's not my fault. Do we agree? Okay. Maybe not. I'll try not to. In the last book, which was Joe Country, we had a number of characters. I think it was the last book. Now I don't know. This is the problem when you read them back to back to back. I think we had a couple of characters that I liked die. In this one, we have a couple of characters die from the first book. Just really kind of supporting characters. Not a big deal. But it really goes to show you that the slow horses in Slough are vulnerable. And we have at the end of this book, somebody gets hurt or dead. I don't know yet. I'm only like 50 pages into Bad Actors. So I don't know if this person's dead, but they may be, but I hope not. And we have somebody that comes back into the fold, and that's very exciting and sad, or exciting and momentarily sad. I don't know. What we're dealing with here is budget issues at MI5 and this idea that maybe they can provide some private sector support or funding for certain MI5 Secret Services operations. The idea is that if they fund it privately, that they won't have to go through the appropriations process. They won't have to declare certain things they're doing to their overseers. But stuff happens because not only does MI5 get money, but there are kind of strings attached. And Diana Taverner was not aware that these kind of gifts would come with attachments. We see Peter Judd's back in the mix, a character I really don't like, although I don't like Taverner either. So this book kind of kicks off with violations of spy rules. Basically, somebody who was exchanged was killed in the UK, and as a response, the person who did the assassination was killed in Moscow, and it's escalated. And there's a hit team that is in the UK to take out the UK's hit team, which doesn't exist. And the slow horses get caught up in the middle of this. And that's why a couple of them die early. Not the ones that we're used to now, but earlier ones, because it's based off of an old form that was stolen from the archives, basically. And so that's one kind of storyline, is there's this group, this couple going around assassinating or trying to assassinate slow dogs. Old slow dogs, slow horses. Slow dogs? The dogs. Slow horses. They're trying to assassinate slow horses, old ones and current ones, although they don't have the most current list, so there are some slow horses that aren't vulnerable. There's also this idea that MI5, the park, Regent's Park, is using Slough slow horses as kind of guinea pigs for new agents to track, and they don't appreciate that. and the other story about this private backing for some of the operations, which involves either a multimillionaire or a billionaire kind of media playboy, narcissist, and Peter Judd, who is a douche. People will die. I think this has probably been... I think I like this book so much because Jackson Lamb really takes offense to people messing with his Joes. And this is kind of... There are moments in this where you really see Jackson Lamb just saying, hold on, I'm going to fuck up your day. And he does. Jackson Lamb does that. So in the end, some people die. And some people may die. Jackson Lamb's activities may have messed up the plans of the park, Regency Park, MI5, Taverner. And we're kind of left with this idea that there's something else happening and there's more being held over Diana Taverner's head than we were aware of. And that may come back in future books. Although 50 pages into Bad Actors, that hasn't happened yet, but it could. So, we're kind of left with wondering if somebody died. We're wondering if somebody else is going to be involved with the agency. We have a new member coming in. Oh, no. Sorry, this is the book I'm reading now. There's going to be a new member in the next book. That's for a future review. I give it 5 stars, though. I really did. I liked it. The picture, I've been down this street, so that's kind of cool. But it's this typical Mick Herron review that I've been giving where I like it every time and I don't have anything bad to say about it. And I think these are like skeletal reviews because there's so much back and forth that it's really hard to include in a review. And also I don't want to ruin it. So a lot of these reviews are just somebody dies and somebody lives, somebody comes back, something else is going to happen. Jackson Lamb kicks some ass, and it's still offensive. And that's it. Like that's what these reviews are kind of like. I'm sorry. At the end of this book, these are all the Soho crime books, which I really love the way they do it. There is like a little blurb from the book that I'm now reading, Bad Actors. I can tell that Bad Actors is the last one when they were printed like this because it doesn't have anything for the next book, which is a hard copy, and that's the last one I want to read before the new year. That's why I'm going so hard on these. They're great, but also they're quick reads, and I want to get to that final book before the end of 2025. So stay tuned, because there's another one coming once I finish this one. Not this one. Once I finish the one I'm reading. Thanks for being here today. I will talk to you later. Have a good one.